Good, uh, good afternoon, colleagues. I know y'all are shocked, but I'm bringing you a occupational licensing bill today, House Bill 579. I've been on a mission, personal mission, to try to streamline our occupational licensing system because I think it creates unnecessary barriers to work for our citizens. And like many of you, probably in the top three constituent issues I get called about from Senate District 20, and I'm sure you have the same experience: frustration and difficulty with occupational licensing. The state of Georgia, at the beginning of 2025, there were over 550,000 active professional licenses under the Professional Licensing Division. We have whopping 42 boards and 186 licensed professions under the Secretary of State's office, and it's just been problematic for all of us for quite some time. You might remember I brought a cosmetology bill a year or two ago, and I've been teased a lot about that, about my hair and who's doing my hair and all this kind of stuff, but you were good enough to support that. So this is, there was a state of Georgia Supreme Court case in 2023 where the Supreme Court of Georgia determined that the ability for the state to regulate these professions, unless it had to do with public safety and health and financial well-being of our constituents, was unconstitutional. So that encouraged me to continue on this path even further. And we've gotten a lot of interest from our colleagues in the House on this issue, and a lot of you all are interested in it. And so the Lieutenant Governor and the Speaker established a joint Blue Ribbon Commission to come up with solutions for this. And we met, I was appointed to the commission. The senator from the 19th chaired it for us on the Senate side, but also in the Senate we had the senator from the 51st and the senator from the 2nd. We met 4 times over the interim from June to October of 2024, met in Macon, Statesboro, and Atlanta. We heard 12 hours of testimony from the public on this. We had 30 citizens comment. We had eight agencies comment and 7 licensing boards comment. And all of that work is put together into this House Bill 579. And I want to thank my House colleagues for working so hard on this. The chairman of the House Appropriations Committee chaired it for their side, but the majority leader was on there, and Chairman Wiedauer and Chairman Prince were on there. We've had a lot of help from the governor's office on this. Amy Dorman in the governor's office. The Secretary of State's office has been extremely involved and helpful. Maggie Hasty's done a tremendous job. David Hartman from the House Policy area has helped us. Brad Vaughn here with the Lieutenant Governor's staff. And then I want to give a shout out to the Legislative Council that has worked tirelessly on these licensing issues with us, Sean Marie Story and Nick Tate. I also want to thank the chairman of the Senate Regulated Industries Committee. He's been very helpful to me on this, the senator from the 46th. But House Bill 579 takes our current process of where the boards that generally meet quarterly have to get very involved, review all the applications. It really bogs down the process. It flips the paradigm to where it allows the staff of the professional licensing division to approve licenses if all the criteria are met. And this was really the idea of the senator from the 19th to set it up this way. I think it's going to be one of the most significant pieces of legislation I've been involved with. If you all are to pass it, I think it's going to really help our businesses and our constituents be able to stay at work and get to work, and I think it's a really good measure. I'm very proud of it. The meat of the bill really is in section 1-3 at lines 167 through lines 183, where it authorizes the ability of the staff to issue a new license or a renewal or a reinstatement upon determining that an application furnishes evidence that the applicant has achieved or satisfied all the qualifications, attainments, and other conditions required for the issuance, renewal, reinstatement. So it gives them the authority to, if all the boxes are checked, to go ahead and make a decision and issue the license. If there is an inability of the staff to determine that, they would then send the application to the board for review. And then if there's a violation or a complaint, that's where the board would review that. So the board still has a very important role, but they aren't dealing with the really administrative role of issuing licenses. The last part of the bill that I think is real significant too is it lines 236 through 240 in section 1-6. It codifies that Supreme Court ruling that notwithstanding any provision, blah, 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 the power of each professional license board to promulgate rules and so on and so forth, unless they are designed to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the public regarding that particular profession, business, or trade. So I'm really proud of what we were able to put together, and I ask for your favorable consideration. If there are any questions, I'm happy to yield, Mr. President.
You do have one question, Senator.
Thank you very much.
You do have one question, Senator. Yeah, you do. I'm sorry.
If it's not about my hair, I'm happy to
The
yield for questions.
The senator from the 29th.
Does the chairman yield?
Yes, sir.
Chairman, I'd like to start out by saying that may be the longest testimony you've given in the last 4 years. And it was, even though it was spellbinding, out of all of this research that this committee did you determine if you had to have a license in the state of Georgia to be a professional wrestler?
I think you do, Mr. Chairman. I do believe you do, but we didn't really drill down to that level of detail. We didn't have a professional wrestler come testify or anything.
So would your answer be you do not know?
I think you do.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
You have no more questions, Senator.
Thank you.
Senator from the